Say,
No, did you hit the end button?
I did.
Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Let me update the chat.
Alright.
We thought it was dead, but it wasn't. But Lincoln hit the end button.
Oh, for the love of God.
We'll get this.
I need to improve this internet situation because this is not feasible.
I just wrote, we thought it was dead, but it wasn't. Lincoln hit the end, or it wasn't, but Lincoln hit the end button. Gonna try her one more time. Oh, don't worry, we will win this day.
One day. What I was talking about with the dream stuff was like, there was that time he posted his face.
Oh yeah, and everyone hated it.
Yeah, it's like,
And then he just took it away.
he wasn't like a bad looking guy, he was just ordinary looking.
He's just ordinary looking. I think that ruined people's thing. Oh wait, should we wait to discuss this because the people are gonna lose context?
Oh yeah, let's wait a bit and I'll start the conversation. We'll stage it. All right.
We'll stage it. Yeah, we'll be like, "Hey everybody, we didn't talk about anything. Now we're back."
Oh god, I definitely gotta fix this internet situation if I want to do this. Cause this I can't have it doing this. Like even the buffering it was doing.
Yeah, I would say call up Comcast and let them know you attempted to do you attempted to do a video live stream.
Don't say what internet.
Are you back live yet?
Oh yeah, we are.
Oh hey.
Hello.
Hey everyone.
So yeah, like totally unprompted in anything. The dream stuff I was talking about earlier.
Oh yeah.
What I was talking about specifically was him. That time he like posted his face and everyone was like saying he was ugly.
Yeah, he was just a normal. I've met guys that look exactly like him. Like
he literally just looks like any other fucking teenager.
Pretty much, yeah.
But
how old is he? I don't actually know.
I don't. Probably early 20s.
I was like, is he a teenager? Is he like?
That's
He's not a teenager at this point.
I mean, like, young in that range of like either teenager or just coming out of his teens.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, the internet's like so fucking shallow nowadays. People will get into arguments and they'll just end it with like, "Well, you're ugly."
Well, I feel like
that was a thing back in the day too, but like, it seems like no one even wants to pretend that they're having like a discourse. It's just like a slap fight.
Well, I was gonna say, I think the thing is like, back in the day, no one really took it super serious, and if you did, that was kind of like a mistake.
Right.
Because you shouldn't have taken it so seriously. It's the internet.
Right.
But now people live on here. Like they spend their whole day, their whole life on the internet, and every conversation on there is equivalent to real life for them. Like they treat it all the same way they treat a real life conversation.
Right.
So for them to end it that way now, where they've kind of added that sort of context to it, it almost kind of feels immature. Whereas before it would have just been like everyone's just dicking around. It's the internet. And I feel like I was gonna go somewhere else with that and I'm blank on it now.
It's just like the most juvenile bullshit is what's like really popular nowadays on the internet. Like fucking Hassan or XQC or those kind of guys.
Yeah, I don't really know much about either of them. I just know Hassan like reacts to shit, and eats tendies, and leaves his chair.
There's really not a lot to know about them. Like they'll present themselves as like XQC doesn't really, but like they've created this kind of weird culture where it's like if you how would I put it? If you question the ethics of anything anyone's doing, it's like you're a fucking loser who's just whining on the like when people are criticizing Hassan for leaving his streams, like eventually that just boils down to what do you care, man? Yeah, I steal shit on the internet. And it's like, what do you even do with it from that point?
Yeah, I know, it's just kind of like, hey, I'm just admitting I'm a piece of shit.
Well, then that's what it is. It's the glorification of just being a piece of shit.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's like the next step from something like It's Always Sunny, where it's like the whole joke there is that they're pieces of shit, but the thing is they're not real people. They're just characters on a TV show.
Right, right.
Like now I'm following someone who's just an asshole in real life and getting the same entertainment out of it, but like kind of forgetting the fact that it is just like a bad thing they're doing.
You know what the other thing about it is too is they've got like no pride in their work. Like EFAP would talk about this a lot, where XQC literally said, he's like, yeah, if I stop streaming tomorrow, you could just literally replace me.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that. Everyone should try to bring something unique to the table. What pride is there to be had in being like standard?
Right.
Turd Snacko says, even in real life convos, people take things too seriously.
Oh, sure. I'm just kind of talking about like the way internet, like, I would almost prefer the old internet discussion where people are being like really pretentious and at least trying to sound like they give a shit and like they have some integrity.
Well, because then if it is those people, right, you can really fuck with them.
Yeah.
If they really are just very pretentious, you can really easily troll them, and that was kind of the beauty of the early internet, is it helped people. It helped people not like get a big ego or anything. Because if you did start to be very pompous, it was really easy to troll you, and everyone was looking to do it.
That, and I think the difference is also like back in the day on the internet, everyone wanted to like the goal, the thing you were trying to strive for was to be sophisticated, intelligent, and now it's like everyone just wants to be an idiot.
Well, I don't know if it's wants to be an idiot. I think it's that everyone thinks they've reached a level of intelligence that they really haven't. Like, it's like, I feel like the modern day Redditor thinks he's reached the sort of stature that was desired on the old internet. Like, he's like, I'm there now, and those people are like the fools that were trying to get to where I am, and that's why we look back at old memes and go like, huh, preposterous.
I don't know, I think I'm thinking of something else though, like when you get to Hassan and XQC, it's like they don't, like they almost make fun of you if you try to bring anything intelligent to the conversation.
I hate that too.
It's like,
it's tricky, man. I feel like I'm probably going to contradict myself several times trying to describe this.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get to like the root of what I'm even. I'm only really describing a feeling, but I'm trying to get to like something tangible that I can latch onto with it.
Well, can I tell you what I think the problem with the discourse is a little bit here? Is we're describing the feeling of existing on the internet. We're describing what it's like to converse and like have conversations on the internet.
Right.
But the fun thing about the sort of Wild West earlier times is that was not one singular feeling. Everywhere you went was a little bit different sort of culturally on the internet. There was a different way people spoke to each other.
Yeah, every website kind of wanted to find itself different.
Yeah, and for the most part, everyone kind of talks to each other the same way now on the internet, and that's why people are disgusted and appalled by 4chan, because it's like, they're saying horrible things on there, they're saying slurs, and they're calling each other names, and it's like, that's how they converse, and they've managed to keep that, and I'd even say gatekeep that from earlier on the internet. I think they've successfully done that, where they've made it a niche, because that's what it's meant to be. It's not going to appeal to everyone. People will hate it, but that's fine.
I heard 4chan's really nothing like it used to be, though. But then again, I was never really a 4chaner, so I can't really speak to what that exactly is like.
I'm thinking specifically of like the time where they were trying to like boycott Reddit, and there was a bunch of Reddit refugees coming over to 4chan and just getting called slurs and like running back with their tails between their legs.
They couldn't handle it.
Yeah, they were like, we're gonna have to do some cleaning up around here because this is ridiculous.
Remember the time Tumblr was like, we're gonna go over to 4chan, we're gonna troll 4chan. And they showed up for like
very well.
And they showed up for like one day and then left.
Well, because 4chan was like, okay, we're ready.
Like, all right, you want to try this?
Because Tumblr's public, you know, you can see that shit.
Right.
And there's people who are on both. Why wouldn't there be? They got thwarted so hard.
The literal post that started it said, "Let's all make 4chan accounts."
They have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Guys, how do you not know whether or not Taylor Swift is on 4chan? Just check and see if it's her account. It's so simple. How have they not done this?
It's shrimple as that.
It's shrimple. Guys, it's so shrimple.
I was watching Vine Sauce Vinny, and he was like, playing all these old ads from like back in the 80s, shit, 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Actually, some of them from the early 2000s even. But like one of them was like an old ad for like converting to praying to the prawn god. It's like if you convert to the prawn god, the giant prawn will hover over your house and protect you.
I really like that idea. I can like visualize that very clearly in my head. Oh, also, Turd Snacko says, I think the PC police and corporations have successfully neutered the interwebs.
More or less.
Yeah, the sad thing about that, too, I'm going to call you a turd, but the sad thing about that turd is that, like, it really is, it's something that was welcomed with open arms back in the day. Like, if you recall, Wendy's made a Twitter account and started roasting people, and everyone was like, wow, that's so funny. The brand got him good, brand. And then there were a few people going like, hey guys, they're just like, they're grifting you. Like they just want your money. They're just kind of pretending to be engaged in this culture to get you to buy their burgers. And no one listened. I didn't listen even. I'm pretty sure I liked all the Wendy's memes.
Who honestly looked at Wendy's doing that and thought, man, Wendy's is so with it.
Well, who looked at that and thought this is going to start a trend and everyone's going to do it? I probably should have, but I sure didn't. And now that was like, that's the thing. Now you have brands messaging each other on Twitter, probably managed by like the same person in multiple accounts. Like it's just, it's a whole ecosystem now and I hate it.
You know, it's funny you said...
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were trying to reveal that, Grace. Come on.
My God.
You know, Turd Snacko's Grace.
Had me fooled.
She wrote, Nick, you do realize I'm your GF, right? You could just use my name. I wasn't sure. No, I knew it was you, but I wasn't sure if you were being covert. But thinking back, I'm pretty sure she's been in the chat as Turd Snacko before.
Has she?
Probably. Yeah, that's been her YouTube name since like
That's quite a name, Grace.
I would say I'm just gonna say since before we move where we are now. I don't want to dox myself.
Right.
It's been revealed before, she says. Then I just forgot.
I was gonna say it's interesting that you bring up Wendy's as the example.
I'm gonna keep calling her a turd, by the way. I think that's funnier.
Going back to the conversation about like how Tumblr even had like an interesting history to it.
Mm-hmm.
That whole brand stuff of brands trying to like appeal to a particular like internet culture. You know where that started? Tumblr.
Mm-hmm.
The earliest example I think we have of that is IHOP making like shit posts on Tumblr.
I forgot about that. You're right. That is earlier than the Wendy's Twitter shit. I forgot about that. Those were strange.
Yeah,
but they also did like nerdy shit, right? Like they made like game ones as well, didn't they?
And the thing is, IHOP was appealing specifically to people on Tumblr. So it wasn't like it wasn't like where Wendy's is like going around smack talking people. IHOP was like making weird esoteric posts that like Tumblr that appeals to like Tumblr people.
Well, I want to say that's almost a little kind of better because it's like they found a sort of niche and they've appealed to them. I feel like the Twitter one is just like Twitter's now the lowest common denominator and they're just kind of appealing to that. Well, maybe you could argue I'm being hypocritical there.
I would. Honestly, I would half believe that like the IHOP stuff might have just emerged naturally because like whoever, like IHOP was probably like, all right, we need like an internet brand person, and that person, I would guess, is probably just like a Tumblr user.
We say a prayer to the Lord Jesus.
Let's say a prayer to the prawn god.
To Jesus.
Wait, it's back.
Oh?
Oh no! Wait, my voice is going. That's it. Right. Stream is killed.
Yeah, that's the buffer. Alright, I'll let the chat now.
Alright. Wait. My voice is back. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh, it's so rocky.
I can't fucking tell. Why is it doing this to me?
I definitely think it's discrimination because of your race.
Probably.
You should sue.
Wait. Okay, it's back. Let's just ride this out. Let's just see what happens.
Let's ride it out. It might be a little bumpy, everybody, but we're riding it out.
Bumpy ride. I'm figuring out my new internet.
Let me go to live here. Okay, yep, we're live. We are live. We're good.
Okay, that's good. Oh,
Okay, wait. Grace might have a point. She said, "I thought infiltration started with Scientology buying Neopets and Gaia Online partnering." Do you know about that?
I know all about that. I
Okay, good. Because I was gonna say, like, I have some knowledge, but Grace could
Fucking-
certainly describe it better than I.
fucking Scientology deciding there was gonna. I can't believe Neopets sold out to Scientology.
Did they maybe? I'm trying to be like give them some credit here. Did they maybe think they were putting it in good hands, and that they just really weren't? Like that they just fuck up and give it to the wrong people?
Well, it could easily be like a tech thing where maybe Neopets wasn't exactly like their baby. Like, you know, they cared about it and they wanted to make a good product, but then my guess would be then Scientology comes along and offers like a good price on it. And they're like, yeah, we got other projects we want to move on to. We can sell this off and let it kind of roll. No, wait, that's not what happened though. Because now I remember, it got bought out and they had to like work for Scientology. Like they were still working on it. That's the thing. I think they were getting funding from Scientologists. That's what happened.
That's interesting.
And it's because they needed the funding, and I think they didn't realize what Scientology was.
So they just thought it was like some nebulous thing that was just like, hey, we'll come fund you.
Yeah, I mean, they might have figured it. You know, imagine back then if you never heard of Scientology, and it's like, oh, this weird like religion that Tom Cruise is in. Okay.
I guess, yeah, and I guess if you hear the name Scientology, you'd think like
Because pre-internet, Scientology didn't exactly evoke like the kind of thoughts you get about it now.
Yeah, because if I hear Scientology, right, you think, oh, it's some kind of religion based on like science, which could get into weird, dangerous territory, but like doesn't inherently mean it is, I suppose. Also, Grace said she didn't finish her sentence earlier. It seems it was Gaia Online partnering with Animu. So I'm guessing she's saying specifically like getting anime stuff in there. I'm really not familiar with Gaia Online.
I don't know.
Was Gaia Online polls closed due to AIDS?
No, that was Habbo Hotel.
Okay. I'm not familiar with Habbo Hotel.
I don't remember what Gaia Online was.
Well, I remember what the characters looked like. They were little chibi things.
No, that's Maple Story.
Okay.
Wait, but
Grace
Gaia
says,
Online...
I think they partnered with a business guy and didn't know he was a Scientology bro. Okay, so he was like kind of like working the influences into it more so.
Right,
Maybe.
he was being sneaky like Scientologists always are.
He was a turd sneako.
Which I could say now, because now that Scientology's on the ropes, we can be as inflammatory as they want, and they likely won't sue us.
I didn't know. Wait, where are they suing people? Are they in the practice of suing people for bad talk?
That's like a big thing about them is they'll sue people for speaking poorly about them.
I don't think they would find this. If they did, I'd be impressed. Let's go through with it.
I'm just making a joke.
No, I know, but like, imagine if they did. You could get some publicity out of being sued by Scientology.
And also, they maybe could find this. They have a tendency of finding stuff. It's weird. Although
Scientology,
they pay more attention to like ex-Scientologists, really.
Yeah, people who are gonna squeal all the secrets.
Right.
All the secret sauce. Scientology, if you're listening, my social security number is...
Be careful, they will use that.
I mean, I'd imagine a lot of people would.
Oh.
I actually don't know if I would be... No, I could say mine right now. Test me, hold on.
What? Wait, what?
I'm gonna DM you my social security number, and then I'm gonna say it on the stream. You tell me if I get it right.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Just pop up a message with... Okay, I'm gonna copy paste it from the file, and I'm gonna put it in there. And if I get it right, I don't get doxxed? Yeah, if I get it right, you guys can't dox me with it, okay? Sounds like a plan?
So wait, what's happening here? You're sending me your social security number?
Yeah, so I'm sending you, I DM'd you my social security number, but I didn't look at it, I just copy pasted it, and now I'm going to try to recite it from memory. And if I get it right...
352...
wait, no, don't say... No, I'm supposed to... Well, okay, now I know what the first 5 digits are. Okay, are the last 4 2494?
No.
What was it?
2394.
Fuck! Okay, you guys can dox me now. No, Grace, it's not 555555555. No, that's it. That one's yours. You shouldn't put that in there. They might dox you with that. Let me see if I can delete that.
Do you know why your social security number is a bad fucking number to actually use for your identification?
Because if someone's born right after you, they just have the next one up. I don't know actually why.
Well, how your social security number is decided can be discovered through means outside of like. The only thing someone would need to do like any kind of like identity fraud, is like the last 4 digits.
Yeah, I mean that seems to be all it's used. Occasionally you'll get like last 5 as far as like banks and stuff go.
Because the first set of digits can be discovered by finding where, I believe, the location you were born at and what year you were born.
Interesting.
Because
that seems like a pretty big flaw.
Because your the first couple of digits are, I think, determined by what county in your state you were born in.
That seems like a pretty glaring issue.
And that gets, well, because it was never intended to be used for this. It never needed to be secure. It was just so you could collect your social security.
Oh, that's literally all it was for?
Yeah, it was just that, like, at some point the government decides, like, oh, we need, like, a number to keep track of citizens for certain programs and things. Well, everyone's mostly got a social security number. Let's just use that.
So irritating. Grace says, I don't have money nor influence, so I'll be fine. Grace, identity fraud is no laughing matter. Or I guess smiling in this case. She just put a basic smiling face. Alright, let me, I need to make sure I can still see the stream. I'm, like, reorganizing my windows a bit.
Oh, you know, I didn't think about it. I should fucking stream the thing to you.
Oh, it's fine. I've just been accepting that I'm on a bit of a delay.
And you could just look at the actual picture.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna want to keep the YouTube stream up as well. I usually do both. Whenever you're streaming both, I'll usually have the actual live one so I can, like, give commentary on the art that's up to date, and then I'll keep the live stream up just so I can monitor health.
You should play baseball too, Taku. Why do you always carry around a bat? Why do you always hang around here by the river?
And it's not lagging out.
It's not?
Because you know.
I'm saying it's not for you. Like when you're...
Doesn't seem to be.
Okay. I thought we had an issue with that in the past, or maybe that might have been you were trying to stream the OBS output to us.
Yeah, well, I think, no, I was trying to stream, like, the whole screen to you.
Oh, you're just streaming the software.
And I guess Discord updated so it can just stream straight from Krita.
That's cool. It's kind of neat watching them side by side.
Man, I gotta watch Fully Cooley again.
I was just thinking about Fully Cooley recently. Grace, I don't think has seen that.
Oh, you gotta show it to her.
Yeah, I should. I don't know how she'll like it. I'd be interested to see it. I'd be interested to see, like, what she thinks of it. Grace, what do you say in the chat? Fully Cooley? She's gonna say I have to watch Devilman Crybaby first. I already know that.
Fully Cooley is like the ultimate fucking teenage boy story. It's I mean, that's really just all it's about. It's about a kid who fucking learns what real life's like when he's constantly being manipulated by these 2 older chicks.
I was gonna say, it's pretty much just like boy going through puberty realizes some shit kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But I really like it. It's very good.
I also think about, like...
really weird.
I like when there's certain, like, recurring ideas in a story, or particular parallels between characters. So, like, Takun between... what was the older high school girl? What was her name?
The smoker girl, right?
Yeah, her. Between her and...
was she Mamimi?
Yeah, Mamimi.
How did I pull that out? You know what? Because it's sampled in that one Kill Bill album, I think.
Well, we're just listening to that. That's why I'm talking about it now.
That's funny. I don't usually hear the music, so that was just a complete like just pulled it out of my brain.
I gotta find a way to make that work in here.
You could maybe with OBS output, but I think that was what caused the lag last time.
Maybe, I'm not sure. But between Mamimi and what was her name? Haru something?
Oh yeah, the pink hair girl.
Yeah, pink hair space bitch.
I feel like she was just Haru or something. I'm gonna look
She
it
had
up.
like a really long, like super Japanese name, and they played into that a lot.
Yeah, here, let me see if I can find it.
But between those two, each of them has like an older male that they compare Takun to all the time. And then so the idea kind of behind that is these are like every kind of older man in the story is sort of someone that Takun could just end up becoming. It's like he's
A
supposed
foil,
to,
yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to like see himself in them in kind of different ways.
Oh yeah, here we go. Haruko Hasuhara.
Yeah. So he's got like all these. Basically, each of these older men, through the perception of these women, create like these kind of expectations he has of himself of what being an adult is supposed to be.
Yeah, it's a really neat dynamic for them to put into that story as well, because it's a real thing, and I don't know that you see it in like a ton of media.
I can think of a couple.
Like I know there's a lot of things that have like older foil characters, but specifically
I think a real interesting, funny playing Deltarune music when I'm playing Undertale. Hey, Gamer Lover 64, nice. Are you doing?
Hey, sorry, I'm not looking at the chat. There we go.
Are you doing pacifist or genocide?
Ooh, good question.
Now, so getting back to the whole foil idea, I love that idea a lot in things where it's like other characters aren't, they're not just another character, but they can also kind of represent these potential outcomes for the protagonist.
Yeah, I'd argue like it's important to kind of think about in your story, how do these characters kind of relate to the protagonist and the protagonist sort of arc they're going through?
Right.
Whoa. I think it's really cool for... what's up?
I don't know. Everything just went to my like main screen for some reason.
Weird. It still looks normal on the stream, if that helps?
Yeah, no, I know. It was just on my end.
Wait, do you have two monitors?
Yes.
Are both those monitors connected through HDMI?
No. One's DVI, one's HDMI.
Is one of them particularly bigger than the other?
Yes.
It could be, because I've had it happen sometimes. I have a like a fuck off big monitor and then like a normal one. And sometimes the fuck off big one just like eats all the windows. Like things just like glitch out for a second and it's the only one that gets connection, so everything goes to it and then the other one restores. It could have been something like that.
Oh, weird.
Oh hey, Turd Snacko has walked into my room in real life.
Oh, nice.
And ask for posting.
Why would you ask? You can post that. Grace, I'm a moderator. Something like really bad. I could just delete it.
Well, I don't know if Lake would be upset.
I don't think he'd be upset with that.
Lakin, when you're famous and need to name your fan base, can we call you Lay King and us, your loyal subjects? I don't know. That's really fucking pretentious.
It kind of is.
But then again, that does kind of feed into. I've got a weird thing in which is how I present myself online where. Might start buffering soon.
It buffered for a second. I think we're back. I'm gonna check the live stream. It looks like it might be a little choppy now.
It looks like it's going back.
Okay.
Because like I do.
Yeah, we're back.
There's
We're
like
still back, streamers.
there's like Lakin, me in real life, and then there's Lakin the character, and it's like it's like a different thing from me. And Lakin the character is almost like a hyperbolic exaggeration of traits I have.
Yeah.
But like also more confident in a sense, I guess. And so it can be very. I worry a lot about anytime I present that of it becoming like narcissistic. But Lay King would feed into Lakin the character a lot.
Yeah, it seems like it could work. Also, you just reminded me of an interesting conversation Grace and I were having like a few days ago. Because I said like I think a lot of VTubers are cringe, Just generally, I think a lot of people in the space are very just very cringe. The idea of it,
Well,
I feel like.
it's very new, and a whole bunch of people jumped on it like right away because it is a fun idea.
Yeah, well, and I feel like I needed to clarify it some because she was going through and she was like, "Well, what about like Lakin's character?" And I was like, "That one I don't like. I don't think it is solely because it's not really him. Like we all know that that's not fully him on there.
Right.
It's a different guy that's kind of got his same name and they share traits. But I had a little trouble articulating that for one, and two, like it's tricky to say. I feel like the ones where they like really over sexualize the character, right, and like do it to get people to click on their thing. I feel like that I tend to find more cringy, especially when it's like they don't look like that in real life. Like that's just they've done this solely to get people to click on the thingy.
I gotta tell you, the most sexual VTubers I've seen have been like men appealing to female audience.
Really? I could see that being the case. I'm not like super deep into the space, but I could definitely see that being a thing.
I see a lot of VTubers come up like that. But you know, I met some of them through like people I know, and they're pretty nice. But like,
The thing is, I don't mean to like diss anyone either. I don't mean to say that like, oh, you suck because you do this. I just find it kind of cringy.
Dude.
I don't think cringe is a necessarily like damning thing. Like if someone calls what you're doing cringe, I don't think that means you need to stop right now.
You gotta figure that for the people within that space, though, that's like exactly what they want, though. Like I mean, like the fans of it, you know.
Sure, yeah, like it probably at the end of the day is a bunch of people who just want this certain thing and someone's providing it, and it's just I really don't want that certain thing.
Right, but I mean, like, I don't know, I just don't see it as like a big deal.
Yeah, no, like it's not something I'm losing sleep over, to be clear. I wouldn't hate anyone if I found out they had like a really sexual VTuber character.
Right. Getting back to that discussion, because we kind of dropped off there for a second, the foil thing.
Yes.
I've been thinking a lot about this. You know what an interesting example of that is?
What?
Peter Pan and Captain Hook. If you think about them, they're like reflections of each other. They're almost the exact same character.
I would actually also throw in there Peter Pan and Wendy, in an interesting kind of way, where they're both sort of foils to each other. Wendy being the girl who's growing up too fast and needs to learn when to like be a kid, and
right.
Peter being the boy who never grew up that needs to learn how to take responsibility and kind of see the virtues in each other's ways of living. I think they both kind of
right. There's a whole big part
embody that interestingly
in the story where like Peter is like really acting like a particularly spoiled child, but then when Wendy's in trouble, he kind of perks up and like grows up real fast and kind of jumps into action.
Yeah, and I think like there's something else I was gonna say there. I think it just shows how little modern day Disney understands about their classics that they made Wendy basically just Peter in the new one.
Yeah, like, and well, that was also like in that story of all stories, that story is very particularly about how boys and girls are different, how they grow up differently.
Yeah, no, and they cannot have that in their movie today. They just refuse to have something like that.
But it's a very interesting story because of it, and it's a very interesting topic.
I think those things make life more interesting, those types of intrinsic differences, especially between the sexes. It's very...
Because the thing about... And like you said, the thing about the difference between Peter Pan and Wendy, all the boys almost refuse to grow up, but Wendy then has to take on... She like grows up faster than everyone else, and she kind of becomes the parental role to all of them.
Well, and this is a phenomenon you see in real life as well. That's why it's interesting to see it on the screen. I think is that this is a thing that a lot of people probably have lived through, and they can think of like that figure in their lives that has kind of done that for them.
Right. And well, like getting back to what I was saying earlier about it being a story about how it's. You know, there's a theory that the reason so many cultures have, like, a coming-of-age ritual for boys in particular is because women don't really need one because they're...
I was about to say, because boys are the ones that fucking need it, to be honest.
Because, well, particularly, they're going to be forced to confront the reality of their growing up and becoming an adult through their biology.
Yeah, and that's going to happen for them a lot quicker as well.
Right, and they mature faster because of that. Meanwhile, it's
I think my lovely turd Snacko is not like in